Do you want to do the opening remarks this time, bro, please?
Everybody to our podcast, The Football Referee, discussing all things football. Some things tonight or today to discuss about the Champions League matches tonight, last night, etc. So I hope you find something of interest. I'm Trevor Gear, and he calls me Bruv.
And I am Emmy Hikins, and he calls me Cuz. I had to think about
Yeah, we did it.
that.
We got there. We got there.
Welcome to the show. So, Bruno Fernandes is been lured to Saudi Arabia for, I think, twice over 60 million pounds. Don't quote me on that. I'll have to. I know. I read something about either 60 million pounds or 59 million pounds, but he's been lured to Saudi
Is it
Arabia.
confirmed? Is that confirmed that he's going?
Well, it's an interest, isn't it? It's not confirmed
Yeah,
that he.
at this stage.
Yeah, so he's been enticed. I think that's another word for it. Do you think it's worth him going? What do you make of
You
it?
know how old he is? How old is he?
Oh yeah, how old is it? It's certainly over 30. I can't remember.
Yeah, I mean that's a relevant point, isn't it? Because when they get to that later stage in their career, then you can perhaps understand them more going for one last huge payday, which is a huge payday. Yeah, I think it's a pity because I think he's got a lot of top flight football left in him.
Yeah.
Not necessarily at Man United. I mean, I know they don't want to lose him, and why would they? Because he's their main man, isn't he? So
Yeah.
I would think it's a shame because let's face it, when these players disappear off to Saudi, I mean, unless I just don't not aware where you might watch Saudi football, we don't seem to see them, do we? I mean, it's not the Premier League level, possibly not even the Championship level.
Yeah.
I don't know, but they disappear from the face of the earth, from the face of football, and I think it's a pity. It's a great loss to football. Somebody who I thought that of was Riyad, he was a winger for Man City, wasn't he? And he was quite brilliant. I mean, that's why he went there in the first place from another club. I think it was Leicester, was it? And he was superb. I remember watching him when they came to Palace a few times, and my abiding memory of him, you get a long crossfield ball to him, pass to him, right
Yeah.
on the wing here, near to where we sit. And his control, he could just control the ball from great height with the side of his foot, or inside of his other foot. It was phenomenal, and it wasn't fluke because he did it every single time, and he was a great footballer. And I thought it was sad. I don't think he wasn't that old in
Yeah.
football terms. But anyway, he went to Saudi. Perhaps he felt he wasn't going to get regular football at Man City. Perhaps he was coming to that point in his career. But yeah, I always think it's a pity that they go there. I think one or two go and then end up not really liking it. I think Henderson from Liverpool went, didn't he?
Jordan.
And
Yeah.
yeah, and I think he didn't live in Saudi. He lived in can't remember the place just outside. But I remember reading early on that his family were finding it hard to settle down, not least in the heat, in the very very hot atmosphere there. And to my knowledge, and I might be wrong on this, but I think he came back. Now I'm not sure he plays for a club at the moment, so I don't quote me on this, but I don't think he stayed there. It wasn't to his liking. But I think he came back. Now I'm not sure he plays for a club at the moment, so I don't quote me on this, but I don't think he stayed there. It wasn't to his liking. But anyway, I could have got that a little bit wrong. But
Yeah.
yeah, so as far as Bruno is concerned, I think it would be a shame, but you can't blame these people when they're offered millions of pounds for a 2-year contract or whatever. You can't blame them for taking it, can you?
Yeah, well, sure. Now, we're still going to come back to Manchester United in some form or the other, but let's just quickly go to Man City. Kevin De Bruyne.
Yeah.
Now he's at that age where you know he might want to make decisions about. I don't think he's eyeing Saudi. I don't think he's getting any interest from Saudi. I don't think, not yet anyway. But I suppose the better question is, why should Manchester City offer him a year or two more? Because obviously the guy is still in form.
Well, yeah, I was listening to his interview after a game at the weekend,
Right.
and he made it quite clear, as he already had apparently, that he hasn't asked to leave. He doesn't want to leave.
Right.
And obviously, I've noticed in recent weeks, months maybe, even after he's got over an injury, he doesn't seem to be starting so many games. He often comes on as a substitute. He certainly started the game at the weekend, and he scored the winning goal, didn't he?
I think he scored the only
Trying to
goal.
think who they played.
I think he scored the only goal. Was it Nottingham Forest?
The only goal, yeah.
Yeah.
I forget who they were playing, but he, it was a very good goal. And he was interviewed afterwards. He speaks a lot of common sense, as you would expect. And he just basically said, yeah, I'm not asked to go, but they obviously are not offering him another contract. So I think he's 33, which, is at that age where a player might think about going to Saudi. That's not been mentioned, as far as I'm aware, in his case. And it may, because there must be some players who wouldn't go there for all the money because of the climate. It's too hot for them. It's a different standard of football, and they may see themselves playing for another club. Whether we'd see De Bruyne going to another Premier League club is probably doubtful.
Yeah.
He might get an offer from, what is he? He's a Belgian, isn't he? He might get an offer from there, perhaps. But I think it's a shame because he's got such a lot to offer still. He's a wonderful footballer. And yet they seem to be thinking, no, he's not in our plans now. So I think we'll see the last of him. In fact...